Tommy McFly and Kelly Collis are returning to the airwaves.
I am so excited for you. I'm looking at the app right now.
Welcome back, Tommy and Kelly!
The Tommy Show took pride in being an active member of the local community.
Thrilled for you.
And for making DC a happier place.
Congratulations, Tommy and Kelly, on the launch of your new Tommy Show 2.0.
Get on it, people. Share that app.
And folks, it's the news we've all been waiting for. The Tommy Show, it's coming back.
Live from DC, it's the Tommy Show. Broadcasting around the Beltway and beyond. Real fun DC. Starring Kelly Collis and Tommy McFly. Another hour of the Tommy Show starts now.
Before we get started with our lives and the weekend and all the things, Kelly Collis, I have a very important question for you, just about how you keep a household in your survival.
Okay, because I'm an adult.
Yeah, well, before we... No, I'm not asking for advice. I'm wondering if this is a cry for help. So, yeah, I went upstairs right before we started broadcasting. Good morning, little Fox, senior intern, by the way.
Good morning.
I don't know if you've noticed this about our friend Kelly Collis either. I went upstairs, and I went into the kitchen to use the restroom, and I was going to grab a cup of coffee. You have not made coffee this morning. And I'm not saying, like, oh, you should make me coffee, Kelly. How do you, as a carbon-based life form, survive the morning without making coffee?
I did make coffee. I made it yesterday. My husband's out of town, and we usually split the pot of coffee. I just microwaved yesterday's leftover coffee. Hence, the coffee pot is now empty because I only have 1 cup of coffee a day.
Got it. So you've had your coffee. I'm just.
Yes.
I'm not saying I need you to make me coffee. I was just concerned
because I'm not going to.
I know, but I was just concerned that you hadn't had any, and I didn't know how a human could exist without that.
Well, yes, I've had my coffee.
Okay, good. That's all I need to know. Also, I'm not an addict. You're an addict.
So you went up to go get coffee?
I went up to see if there was some left. Also to use the little boys' room.
Okay.
And we're back.
All right.
How you doing? What's going on?
Too much information. Not much. It's Friday.
Yes, it is.
I'm so excited. And last night I went to go see Cats at the Kennedy Center, which was kind of trippy and weird. And I want to hear about your night because there's some big, exciting news.
Yes, there is.
But I came home and I found myself cheering on the Cardinals because they beat the Cubs. And now we're 2 games up for the wild card because the Cubs lost. Nats didn't play yesterday.
Got it. Okay.
So that I just feel like at this point we need to do a daily update on where we are because it is any day.
That's true. So you're looking on the magic number of when the Nats may or may not clinch a wild card spot.
They're saying that it's going to be Tuesday-ish.
That they're going to have it
we'll
happen.
know one way or another. Just because it's a numbers game at that point because there's so many games left to play. So Tuesday.
All right.
You've been warned.
You'll only be a lunatic for 4 more days. Great.
Well, yeah, and that's not that bad.
No.
Since you've been dealing with me for the last 8 years.
Yeah, I can take 4 more days of lunatic. I can do anything for 4 days. Absolutely.
So tell me all about last night.
So last night we were recognized as part of the Best of Gay DC by the Washington Blade newspaper, publication, online source. Actually, super cool. The Washington Blade is the oldest publication for LGBTQ news. And just they've been a part of DC forever. They're just going to be celebrating 50 years this year, which is absolutely wild. They have a sister publication in Los Angeles, and they published their annual best of list. That's popular voted, and we were named an editor's pick for best radio station.
That's incredible, considering this day and age where we're broadcasting on an app and Alexa and Google Home. Awesome.
So last night the party was at Dasha in the Navy Yard. If you've been to Nats Park, it's right out on the water. It's by Salt Line and by All Purpose. It's a brand new beer garden that opened up. It was a wonderful party, a beautiful night, but it was just so cool to have that recognition from something that's been around for 50 years, because we've been around for not even 50 months, and that's been really great. And we really try on the show and on our channel to be a place not only for people in the LGBTQ community, but also for allies and just for everyone to feel accepted and everyone to, feel welcome here. And so to get that recognition from the Blade was absolutely awesome.
Very cool. I'm sorry I missed that party. It sounded like a lot of fun.
Plus, they had a wonderful photo booth and...
Of course they did.
Open bar. So all of those things were great.
That's awesome.
Way to go, Blade. You know how to throw a party. We need to talk about some serious news.
Yes, there's a lot going on. Which one do you want to start with?
Specifically, Area 51, and whether or not it is being stormed. Little Fox, you've been on this story all morning long.
I have, because I walked in today, and I was like, hey guys, guess what day it is? And they both looked at me like, what are you talking about? I was like, it's September 20th.
We've been talking about it. This is the day that everyone around the world is supposed to storm Area 51.
And I kind of forgot about it, but others did not forget about it.
No.
Are there actually people there?
There are.
What do you know? What have you found from the internet?
So I was looking on the internet because it's trending on Twitter.
Read that headline that you told us. Read that headline.
All right, let me pull it up.
It is so all these people are just descending on Las Vegas and making, I guess it's a 2 or 3 hour trip in the middle of the desert to Area 51.
So this headline that I found says, thousands face disaster, in quotes, as they camp overnight in -5C Nevada desert without enough water or proper clothes. So this is a UK article, so I did the conversion, and that's about 23 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh my word.
It's a little cold in the desert.
So a bunch of like hashtag influencers showed up to get their little Instagram picky, and they're freezing now.
Right, because they thought they were going into the desert, right? So you wear flip-flops and a tank top and shorts.
Yeah, but when you go at like 3 in the morning,
Yeah, it's going to
it's
be a little cold.
little cold there.
We've tapped into one of their live streams because, of course, the hipster influencers who are going to storm Area 51 are live streaming.
We're going to give you guys a little bit of a lowdown on what took place / what's happening tonight. Feels like it's kind of dying, and we'll just like let you know what we're going to be doing for the rest of the night.
He's shivering at the... I don't mean to laugh. I hope no one's getting hurt, but he's shivering at the end of that clip. I don't know if you heard that.
This is actually like potentially a real disaster that's going on. These people may actually die out there.
What we're going to be doing for the rest of the night.
It sounds like a rattlesnake, doesn't it?
It does.
And so, but he did start off the clip by saying it's dying out here. So I guess people are just like, it's flipping cold. We're turning around.
What we're going to be doing for the rest of the night.
Right, because even if you go to the Tropicana at Vegas, they've got air conditioning and like a buffet. So they're like, I'd rather go do that than I'd rather go do this.
It will be I guess it's is Vegas 2 or 3 hours behind? It's still dark there.
Yo, totally.
Oh yeah,
Definitely, whatever it is.
At 7:07 Eastern, yes, it's definitely still dark in Vegas. I think it's 4. I think it's 3 hours. I think it's Central Time.
Okay.
Man, could you imagine when like dawn's early light, there's just a pile of hipsters in their tents and their shorts and tank tops, like freezing and just huddled up,
all holding each other for heat.
They're all like on a door. I'll never let go. I'll never let go. And next thing you know, like Jose Andres shows up and he's like, I'm making paella for everyone in this disaster.
I mean, there are people dressed pretty weird. Like those full body morph suits. There were
No.
It's like the like.
What is full body morph suit, little
It's
fox?
those suits. It's like the different colors, and they like cover your whole face. It's what like for movies they have the people in the green ones to do all the like effects or whatever.
Yeah, I've seen those.
There were people wearing like alien ones. They were green with like alien faces on their face, and like people are dressing up as they go out there. Like there was a news story running. I'm assuming in that area as they're like getting ready to prepare, and there's this guy like running behind the news, like the anchor, who has been making the headlines and like circulating because the way he's running, it's the way this like anime character Naruto runs with like arms straight out behind him. And he's just like booking it past. And so all these people are like retweeting this news story and like zooming in on this kid, and they're calling him like Naruto Kid.
I feel like this is where Elon Musk can show up and just have like a big space barge and be like, right this way, everyone, and blast them all off into space.
Right. That's a really good idea.
You guys want to go see aliens? Great. Get in the barge. When are they coming back? I'm not sure.
You're going to Mars.
Totally.
If you can survive a night in the desert, you're a good fit.
I think these people who would come to Area 51 to storm it are a great candidate to be the first like Mars colonizers, right? Like, hey, they clearly don't have jobs or things that they have to do. They've got time on their hands. We'll pay them and feed them and be like, you guys want to go to Mars first? Let's do this.
Yeah, but they're not the smartest bunch to go in the middle of the desert at 23 degrees at night in flip-flops and a tank top.
I'm not saying they run the delegation, Kelly.
They're not the leaders?
No, but the Mars colony would probably need some like villagers. So I feel like, to pad our numbers, because not everyone's going to make it to Mars. So I feel like we should...
It's a little Darwinism happening.
Yeah, I think it's a healthy crop of folks who would be interested in going.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong. Get on the space barge. You guys want to go give it a whirl? Absolutely.
Okay.
Because you had people, like, when they put the Mars thing out, the call for Mars, our friend Steph applied to go to Mars, and it was this, like, NASA was like, we're looking for people. You're not coming back. And she readily did it. She is a grown A woman who has a job and who's smart and who has things going on, and she wanted to do it.
Yeah, but you can always decline it if they actually knock on your door and say, "Okay, come on, let's go." You're like, I'm in a relationship now, and I'm not interested in doing that.
I was gonna go to Mars, but then I met a boy.
Yes, or a girl.
I can't
No
even
judging.
imagine what the men in black who show up at your door would think. They'd be like, "What? Are you kidding me?" So I think of these people, it's a great crop of folks who would be very, very interested.
Okay.
I also feel like if I was doing like a Southwest Visa card sign up, I would go out there too. Hey, you guys want free miles? Sure do. They would sign up for anything. Man, we should have sent Little Fox to get people to download the app. They would have been into it.
Yeah, that's true. Although we're making fun of them, I don't know how they would feel about that.
They wouldn't know until they downloaded the app.
That's true.
Unless they went into the on-demand page and found this broadcast later on.
Right. Or we have made fun of the people in general that are going out there because there's a whole video on YouTube that we talked about a couple months ago where it's like,
right.
Even if you get to the gates of wherever Area 51 is, you have like another 10 square miles to figure out in the middle of the desert where exactly, if there are aliens, exist. Not to mention the security is a whole nother issue.
They've
been waiting for you.
Yeah, there's probably not like a sign that's like, aliens over here.
Right. Yeah. So good luck with that. We'll have to see. So I did check. Vegas is 3 hours behind East Coast time. So it's still dark there. We'll have to see what happens when the sun rises and the earth warms up.
Speaking of the other Area 51, of course, talking about the District of Columbia, where we are trying to become the 51st state, Mayor Bowser yesterday was testifying in front of Congress.
Congress to act upon the request of my residents to admit Washington, D.C. to join the United States of America as the 51st state.
That happened yesterday.
Very historic.
The first time in a very long time there was even a hearing on statehood.
Yes.
And as you know, full disclosure, I think we should be the 51st state. I'm pretty excited about it. I can't wait for it to happen.
Not that I don't. I think it's ridiculous that we don't have representation in Congress, like active voting.
And we pay more taxes than 3 U.S. states. I'm just saying is all.
Yes. Unfortunately, D.C. doesn't have we're still working on the reputation of having a solid, manageable budget and city services. It's gotten a lot better in the last 10 years. I still have a memory of it being a disaster.
Yeah, it was a little rough for a time,
Yes.
but I think we're doing better than a couple other states that are just being statey over there.
You're not wrong about
just
that.
being statey McStatersons, and we're over here like, hello, we pay a lot of taxes and all the things. This is not this. We should have a longer podcast about this at some
Yes,
point.
because it's not it's not really. We don't do politics.
That's right.
I can see both sides, I guess.
I can't.
Okay.
I would like.
Well,
I would
weird.
like. I would like my taxes to, have a vote in Congress. Whatevs. That's all. Maybe 2 senators too would be nice.
Okay, let's shift.
But I
gears.
think that we should call D.C. Area 51 now until we get to be a state.
I don't. No.
That's how we should refer to ourselves.
We have enough protesters and riots and things that go on here. No, because I don't want the millennials to come and be camping out in my front yard.
As much as I made fun of the people, I just had a vision of 1,000 people in Kelly's front yard. But as much as when we made fun of the Area 51 folks, an extra 1 million people in the streets of D.C. being they should be a state might be helpful. Just saying. Just saying is all.
Okay.
Also, back to my theory, I think Mayor Bowser should have taken her moment with Congress to be and by the way, BT dubs, everybody, we're not doing daylight savings time until you make us a state.
That's called bribery or some sort of terrorism.
It's a threat.
Yes.
Yes, but you know what? Sometimes you got to break a few eggs. I still think that if everyone in D.C., people and businesses and everything else, did not follow daylight saving time, it would grind this region to a halt.
Yes. It's also being a stubborn only child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think D.C. is? The only child. We're surrounded by states and we're not one. I think it would be great. I think we should just stop doing daylight saving. Imagine that. If you lived in Virginia and you're meeting in D.C. and you weren't sure what time it was. And you know that Siri couldn't help you because she'd be I don't know what's going on either. We'd be like Arizona. We'd be on Arizona's schedule.
Well, D.C. has a reputation of faltering on their city services, so why not add that to the list?
Just because your trash wasn't picked up one time, you're so salty about the whole thing.
And my fire hydrant was leaking for a better part of a year. Almost flooded our house. But that's fine. I have a memory of that. DC's gotten a lot better, and it's thankful to not only, since you're going down this path, but Tony Williams coming in and partnerships like Abe Poland, who helped build the Verizon Center or the Capital One Arena, or was then the MCI Center, bringing the Caps back to the DC and the Wizards. So
all the stuff Ted Leonsis and all of them have done. But Kelly, had we been a state and your fire hydrant was leaking, maybe they would have declared a state of emergency and sent the National Guard in to help out.
I'm pulling in this phone call.
All right, what do we got? Hang on. Gonna go grab to our live phone lines. Hi, welcome to the show. Who's this?
Good morning, Thomas.
Oh, is this Stedman?
It is.
Are you outside of Area 51?
I just flew over it, Tommy, and I want to do a live report from the air.
Oh, what do you see? Are you seriously on an airplane right now?
No, I just landed.
Oh, okay. And boy, are your arms tired.
It was very dark, so there wasn't much to see. I just have one question for Little Fox.
Yeah, what's up?
What newspaper article or what?
Cite your sources.
Where did you get? Yeah, what is your source that uses Celsius?
It was
a UK article-based website called The Sun.
Okay. So fake news.
Why? You know Celsius exists, right?
I mean,
I'm not trying to.
There was also the guy was
Fox.
shivering in his YouTube video that he was live streaming from Area 51.
Yeah.
What we're going to be doing for the rest of the night.
Like, that's not a snake. That's him actively, like, teeth chattering, like, shivering.
It's the desert.
Yeah.
So there's definitely going to be a couple of contestants for the Darwin Awards this year that come out of this event.
But hang on, you just rolled up in here yelling fake news because of the temperature of the desert or the Sun being a non-reputable news source?
Well, it's fine. It's a tabloid news, but this isn't like the Washington Post out there. No, just I got to say that the fact that this has gotten this far and people are actually out there cruising their butts off is hilarious.
Yes. I'm so glad that you're involved and back on the East Coast.
And I thought this was a non-political show.
Okay. Well,
I thought we were too. You were the one who came in here yelling fake news.
You're the one that's out here lobbying. Like you've really become a lobbyist, Tommy.
Okay. All right.
For daylight savings time and for 51st day. I'm just saying.
I'm an idea guy. All right. I'm just saying
he thinks big.
I'm just saying that would be effective. Maybe also speaking of Celsius, I think DC should go metric until we're a state.
Okay, that's strike three, Tommy. You're done. So.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying is all. I feel like if we're serving things in liters and going by kilograms, everything's going to be a little confusing until we become a state.
There's a couple people that might disagree with you on those three subjects. But,
they're welcome to call the open mic button anytime they'd like to.
All right.
There you go.
I'm going to shift gears. I'm getting very uncomfortable with all the political speak.
I appreciate you calling, Stedman. Have a great morning.
All right. Well, I see you soon, hon.
Yes. Bye.
Oh, not me. You. Your husband is such a good sport. I'm like his Dennis the Menace, and he's my Kimmy Gibbler.
Can I talk about the Mystics?
Sure can.
That's made in D.C., and we love them. Last night, Game 2, they did it again.
In for three. And the Washington fans are feeling it.
Yes, that's good stuff. It was amazing because they got the high score of 103, and it's the highest WNBA score in a playoff game.
That's unbelievable.
Yes, and so they've won the first two games. They're off to Vegas to hopefully wrap it up. Best of 5. Good luck, ladies.
Elena Deladon, don't go to Area 51, whatever you do.
I know. Isn't it kind of ironic that they're going to Vegas?
Totally.
I feel like she's more focused than that.
I hope so.
She's not going to let that distract her.
We've got a whole theme, though. Vegas, Area 51, 51st State, Mystics, high score. It's like we planned it this way.
Yes. And 2 years ago, we played them in the Stanley Cup, right?
Vegas, right.
Vegas Knights. I mean, like, Vegas and D.C., like, maybe it's our sister city.
Ah, there you go. Bringing it all together.
Yes.
Hey, you got an interview with somebody who is a very important Nats person coming up.
Yes, a reporter for, she actually travels with the Washington Nationals, and she gave us some scoop about the traditions of the rookie players when they get onto the airplane.
Oh, cool.
It's really cool. We'll do it next.
Have a great morning, fam.